Okay, here I am again with another video. This time I'm going to show you a real quick thing about how to make show a customer what you're working on so they can kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like. In this case, it's going to be a cutting board, and I'm going to put some engraving on it for them on the bottom right hand corner. And then just instead of just sending them a video or a picture of the outline of it like you can see here, I'm going to show you how to put a pattern fill behind it and make it actually look like a cutting board made of wood or any other thing you might want to make. So anyway, here we go. So you can see here I've got the outline of the cutting board. I'm going to click this very outside outline, and you can see it is 61 centimeters by 45 centimeters. I did this in centimeters because it was easier for me to line things up. I usually use inches, but it doesn't matter what the increments are. It's just the pattern fill is all the same. So anyway, I'm going to fill that outside one, which will fill all the inside ones also with the pattern. So here we go. You can see here I put Ryan's Grill seasoned with love with a heart on it. That's what they wanted engraved on it. These other lines are representing the outside edge of the cutting board. This is the juice groove, both sides of it. That's all those lines are for. And it kind of looks like a cutting board, but it doesn't look like wood. So it's a little harder to tell what this engraving is going to look like. So anyway, I'll show you how to do this. Let's go down to this tool, which is Interactive Fill Tool. If you click on the little arrow, you've got these three choices: Mesh Fill, Smart Fill, Interactive Fill. Let's go to Interactive Fill. Click that. You see up here at the top, it pops up with these options. There's a no fill, there's uniform fill, there's fountain fill, vector fill, pattern fill, and the fourth one over is bitmap pattern fill, which is what I want. There's other fills, but let's just talk about the bitmap one for right now. So let's click on bitmap pattern fill. Oh, cancel that. First off, let's go back to our pick tool and let's select what we want to fill. I want to fill that outside one. So I click on it, go back down to Interactive Fill Tool, and back up to bitmap pattern fill and click it. Well, you see what happens. It fills it with the last bitmap that I had selected as a fill. Well, that's not what I want. It doesn't look anything like a cutting board. So I'm going to go over here to the properties. Now, if you don't have properties up, you click on that, it pops out this little all kinds of properties about it. If you don't have that, go to Windows, Dockers, come over to the top one is properties. Mine's check marked already, which means I've already got it selected and over here. If it's not check marked, click on it and it will appear on your screen. Mine appears over here on the right. It just depends on where you've got this stack of tools parked. You can put it anywhere you want, just about. So mine is already over there. So I click on the pattern, the properties bar. And when it comes up, it starts off, because I had fill last, it comes up with the fill clicked here. So I'll come down to, and then it's already got the bitmap pattern fill. And these are all the bitmap patterns that's available for now, at least on my system. You can click on any of those and change it. But none of those is what I want. What I want is a wood looking background. So I'm going to go over here to this one, this tool. Let's get back out on that. This tool says new source. So I'm going to click on new source. And then I'm going to come down here to new source from file. So what I've done is I've downloaded, let me show you real quick before what I've done. You drag this over. These are my patterns that I've just downloaded off the internet or created myself. And they're just pictures. I mean, this is a bitmap. All these are bitmaps. Some of these I've created myself, but some of these I just took off the internet. So the one I'm really looking for is this wood background here. So let me move that back out of the way.
Paul gets to go to dinner.
So I'm going to click this button again and go to new source from file. And then it pops up this dialog box. I've already picked the graphics pattern. You can pick wherever you want, wherever yours are. Mine's under graphics and patterns. And this is the one I want. I just downloaded from the internet. I'm going to click on that, hit import. It's a JPEG. Import. And there it is, but that's not exactly what I was looking for. See, you can see it's a repeated pattern. There's a pattern and a pattern, right? And it looks okay, but that doesn't look like what I want it to represent. So if you come down here and you see this little tool, if you click and hold this center part and drag it up towards the middle, it moved the pattern around, but it's still got, here's a pattern, here's a pattern, here's a pattern, just touching each other. You can see the repeating pattern. I don't want that. I want it to look like one solid board, like a cutting board actually is. So there's several things you can do here, but the one I'm going to pick is I'm going to click and drag well, first before I do that, see if I turn it, you see the pattern angled and it got bigger, make it smaller. You can do all kinds of things with it, but what I want is just make it big enough to fit there. And I'm going to drag this to the side. And as long as that little blue dash box is outside the entire thing, then you're going to get one pattern. Now, in this case, when I downloaded it, it came with a watermark Dreamtime. Don't worry about that. It's just to show the customer about what it's going to look like. And then you can just drag it, you can fit it however you want. But that looks good to me. So one other thing you can do, well, there's many other things you can do, but one other thing I like to do when it comes to this is come over here to the transparency part of it. I click on transparency and go down to percentage. Well, I've got it as uniform transparency. Right now it's 12%. If you want that lighter, you can go to the right, lighten it up. If you want it darker, click it, drag it to the back, and it gets darker. So let's click off of that. Let's click off of this. Put that back to the side, and then zoom in a little bit so you can see it. And there it is. Ryan's Grill, Seasoned with Love. Looks like wood on the background. And that's going to give the customer a pretty good idea of what this thing is going to look like. Now, of course, if you need to show the exact pattern of the wood the cutting board that you've got, you can take a picture of it and use that picture as the background fill to put in here. But this is just something simple for them to understand basically what it's going to look like, and then they can say, yeah, that's good. No, that's not. We want to basically what they're picking is the pattern here. Ryan's Grill, Seasoned with Love. This pattern back here doesn't really matter. At the end, you're going to use the actual cutting board to engrave on. But that kind of gives them a better idea versus, something that's just blank back here. And if you did want to just take that off, you click on it and you go back up here just like any other fill. And you click that little button, left click that button, and it disappears. So it's just like clicking any color you want and then going back off of it. Okay, so let's say we did get rid of that and all of a sudden we want it back again. Just go back to your interactive fill, click on it, go back up here to the top, bitmap, and it puts the same fill in there that you just left. But, you see what it did. You just have to stretch it out again, however you want. And if you want to go the other direction, just turn it. And now it's going this direction. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. There's a whole lot more stuff on CorelDraw that you can do. And the fills, if I get a chance, I'll go back. If you want to see anything about other fills options, let me know in the comments. I'll make you a little video and show it to you. Other than that, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Goodbye.